Welcome to episode 4, season 4 of rating your Nitro type profiles. Today, I'll be rating the next 10 people who entered. The winner will get $2 million of Nitro type cash, second place will get $1 million, and third place will get $500,000. I'll also use a random number generator to pick one person from today to win $500,000. If you'd like to enter, click on the YouTube video link in the description and watch the instructions on how to enter. If you have any questions about that, let me know, and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. Enjoy! The first profile for today is from One Profile Views. They think the best thing about their account is their profile views, and the worst thing is everything else. One Profile Views is in the Champion League, which is very nice. That is the 7th league along. They have the Eternal Spring title equipped, which isn't my favorite, but it's not too bad. They have an average of 65 with a high of 163. The average is pretty decent and the high is very impressive. They have 5,475 total races, which is not a whole lot of racing. They've been a member since January 16th, 2025, so not all that long ago at all, and they have 807 profile views, which isn't too bad considering their race count. They are using the Stingtech Marinus, I think is how you would say that. It's an alright car, it's not my favorite, but it is a pretty decent one, and I like the trail they're using with it. It's colorful, it doesn't really match the car, but it still looks pretty good. If we took a look at their garage, I don't see anything too insane here. I kind of like the color split here, it looks really nice, and total this person had 33 points. The next profile for today is from 500k profile views. They think the best thing about their account is their profile views, and the worst thing is the amount of cars they have compared with how many they actually use. 500k profile views is in the Legends League, which is very nice. That is the highest league you can be in. They have the Nitro Rich title equipped, which is alright. It's not my favorite, but it's not too bad either. They have an average of 107 with a high of 148. Both of those are very impressive numbers. Nice job. They have 16,560 total races, which is a decent amount of total races. They've been a member since September 18th, 2020, so about 5 years at this point, and they have 2,736 profile views, which isn't anything to write home about. They are using the Liberty Broadwing. This is actually kind of a neat car. I like it more than you might think. It's just kind of a basic car, but I like it. And they are using this cash trail that goes along with the color quite nicely. If we take a look at their garage, see a decent amount of cars, some arrangement going on. Lots of cars actually, very nice. And then I imagine there's some empty sections down here with the Mini Cooper. That's very fitting. Put that car all the way down at the bottom because it's obviously the best one in the game. Very nice garage. Total, they had 74.8 points. The next profile for today is from Dandy Nate. They think the best thing about their account is their cars, and the worst thing is their race count. Dandy Nate is in the Legend League, which is very nice. That is the highest league you can be in. They have the Potatoes title equipped, which I do like. Potatoes are the best. They have an average of 50 with a high of 70. Both of those are decent numbers. Getting there. They have 2,935 total races, which is not too crazy. They've been a member since September 20th, 2021, so 4 years at this point, and they have 597 profile views. They are using the Nitro Quantum. I really like this car. The animation is really neat on it as well, and the trail goes with it quite nicely. If we took a look at their garage, they have a nice color shifting garage. We know we like that. That's one of my favorite types of garages, and total they had 43.8 points. The next profile for today is from Typing Kitty. They think the best thing about their account is the profile views and cars, and the worst thing is the race count. Typing Kitty is in the Champion League, which is pretty good. That is the 7th league along. I've noticed like everyone in this season is either in the Champion League or they're in the Legends League. It just seems like there's no difference. They're using the Smasher, which I do like that title. They have an average of 62 with a high of 82. Those are decent numbers. Nice job. They have 9,819 total races, which is a decent amount of races. They've been a member since October 24th, 2024, so a little less than a year. They have 1,222 profile views, which isn't really too bad considering their race count. They are using the Solar Roller. This is a decent car. I like back-to-school cars. They're generally pretty good. And then very interesting paint job. And you don't see solar panels in that color, but it's still a neat-looking paint job. And I like the trail they have to go along with it. Kind of matches the colors nicely. If we take a look at their garage, they have the cars nicely arranged. A lot of empty sections down here you could do something with, but it's still a very good-looking garage. In total, they had 36.5 points. The next profile for today is from Experienced Racer YouTube. They think the best thing about their account is their words per minute, and the worst thing is their lack of current activity. Experienced Racer YouTube is in the Champion League, which is pretty good. That is the 7th league along. They're using the Fast and Flora title, which I do like. Kind of a nice title. They have an average of 147 with a high of 194. Both of those are very impressive. Very nice job. They have 32,378 total races, which is a lot of races. Very good. They have been a member since September 11, 2020, so about 5 years at this point, and they have 2,790 profile views, which isn't really all that great considering their race count. Experienced Racer is one of my stream moderators, so I'm going to be extra difficult when grading him. I'm just kidding. They are using the Egg Hauler, which I do like this car. It's one of my more favorite trucks, and they have this nice spring trail and Nitro equipped. The spring event is over, but it still looks good. If we take a look at their garage, I would expect nothing less than a pretty good garage from Experienced Racer, a nice color consistency, not a whole lot of arrangement going on, but again, not a whole lot of room to really move stuff around. Still a very nice garage, and total they had 83.5 points. The next profile for today is from Odai Road to 30k. They think the best thing about their count is their race count, and the worst thing is the amount of cars they have. Odai Road to 30k is in the Legend League, very nice, that is the highest league you can be in. They have the WoW Such Gifting title equipped, which I do like. It's one of my more favorite X-Max titles. They have an average of 93 with a high of 186, both of those are very nice numbers, good job. They have 29,734 total races, which is a good amount of total races. They've been a member since July 22nd, 2024, so almost exactly a year at this point, and they have 2,902 profile views, which is a decent amount of profile views, but not really a whole lot considering their race count of almost 30,000. I really like the Holiday Hero, it's one of my favorite cars. The one thing I don't like about it is these Christmas lights on the body. They don't paint very nicely, so you have like purple and orange, which isn't, I guess, a great color scheme for Christmas, but it still is a pretty good looking car, and I like the trail that you're using with it. It looks good. If you take a look at their garage, it's a pretty nice looking garage. Nothing too crazy here, not a whole lot of cars, nor a lot of consistency when it comes to paint scheme, but to each their own, and total this person had 55.8 points. The next profile for today is from Eclipse. They think the best thing about their count is their words per minute in garage, and the worst thing is their join date. Eclipse is in the Legends League, which is very nice. That is the highest league you can be in. They have the Encore title equipped. I don't really see this one too often. Pretty interesting choice there. They have an average of 127 with a high of 154. Both of those are very impressive numbers. Nice job. They have 23,706 total races, which is a lot of total races. They've been a member since September 5th, 2023, so about 2 years, and they have 3,508 profile views, which isn't really a whole lot considering their race count. If we take a look at their car, they're using the Shadow X-Max tree. I like this car. It's really hyped up by a lot of people. I don't really think it's that great, but it looks good, and I do like it. And they have this Ghost Trail equipped, which is kind of fitting considering that the car is kind of shadowy. If we take a look at their garage, we can see that they have a good amount of cars, and I really like how they arranged this one. I like this line across here. Let's see, any more cars at the bottom? Just a lot of empty sections. You could do something with those. But if I scroll back up here, I'd like to make some comments. As we can see, they've got all of their buses together, they've got the Zondas together, they've got the eggs together. So they kind of arranged it how I would have arranged it. You know, Lamborghinis together, bikes, Christmas cars, more Christmas cars, trucks. Yeah, looks really good. Total, this person had 72.4 points. The next profile for today is from Velux. They think the best thing about their count is their cars, and the worst thing is their words per minute. Velux is in the Legends League, which is good. That is the highest league you can be in. They have the Eternal Spring title equipped. Not my favorite, but I see this one a lot. They have an average of 89 with a high of 113. Both of those are nice numbers. Good job. They have 48,415 total races, which is a lot of total races. They've been a member since August 18th, 2022, so about 3 years, and they have 5,194 profile views, which isn't anything too crazy considering their race count. They're using the, I always call it the Watch 6, apparently it's the Walk 6. I'm going to keep calling it the Watch 6 because I like that more. I really like this car, it's a pretty good king of the race car, and I like the trail they're using with it. If we take a look at their garage, I see a nice arrangement here. They're kind of doing the same thing as the last person in terms of kind of putting cars of like types together. You know, rockets and the Batmobiles and the striped cars and the eggs and the motorcycles and things like that. I appreciate those touches. And the gold cars are together. Thank you. I do that too. Yeah, very nice. Total, they had 76.6 points. The next profile for today is from Pixon. They think the best thing about their count is their garage, and the worst thing is their race count. Pixon is in the Legends League, which is very nice. That is the highest league you can be in. They have the Speed Demon title equipped, which is one of my favorite titles on the website. They have an average of 108 with a high of 129. Both of those are very good. Nice job. They have 21,271 total races, which is a pretty decent amount of racing. They've been a member since September 30th, 2022, so about 3 years, and they have 3,124 profile views, which isn't anything crazy considering their race count, but it really isn't too bad either. They're using the Thunder Shake car. I like this one. It's not my favorite, but it's pretty decent. And they are using this nice chroma, I think it's called the Chroma Keys trail. I like this one a lot. I used to use it a ton. If we took a look at their garage, ooh, I like what they've done here. Nice arrangement, and then color consistency, a little bit of red. Yeah, it looks really good. I like this garage quite a bit, and I'm going to have to scroll for a while there's awkward silence. Well, I guess in the edited version there will be music, but you get the idea. Total, this person had 70.6 points. And the last profile for today is from Also The Click. They think the best thing about their count is their race count, and the worst thing is their profile views. Also The Click is in the Legends League, which is very nice. That is the highest league you can be in. They have the Hydraulic Hero title equipped, which I do like. They have an average of 85 with a high of 122. Both of those are very good numbers. Nice job. They have 15,351 total races, which is a decent amount of racing. They have been a member since February 24th, 2021, so a couple years at this point, and they have 861 profile views, which really isn't all that good considering their race count, but, and I get this question a lot, Don't worry about profile views, they do not factor into the rubric at all because they are somewhat out of your control. If you take a look at their car, they're using the Corsa Tiesto. This is one of my favorite cars in the game. It's just simple and clean and it looks good, and they have this nice water trail equipped which fits the color quite nicely. If we take a look at their garage, we can see they have a very nice arrangement here. Not a whole lot of like physical arrangement going on, but the paint job looks very good on all these cars. Total this person had 58.8 points. Here is the rubric for today. As we can see, Experienced Racer YouTube got first with a score of 83.5. Congratulations, Experienced Racer. Second place went to Velix with a score of 76.6, which is very nice. And third place went to 500k profile views. Before I get their cash, I will scroll through this rubric slowly, and if you were in here, you can look at it and see what you got. Also, let me know if you were in today's video in the comments. Alright, I will be right back with their cash. Experienced Racer has gotten their 2 million, Velix has gotten their 1 million, and 500k profile views has gotten their 500 grand. And as is the case with every one of these videos, I pick one person from today to win 500 grand with a random number generator, so let's get 1 through 10 entered and see who won. It was number 10. So congratulations to Also The Click for getting 500 grand. I'll be right back with that. And Also The Click has received their cash. That is it for today's episode. If you did enjoy, it'd be great if you consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It really does mean a lot to me. If you have any questions about entering, make sure to let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. Have a wonderful day and I will see you all in the next one.